top 5 bizarre COVID-19 conspiracy theories. As COVID-19 continues to take over the world, people are constantly trying to uncover the mystery behind the origins of the virus. Some of the claims being made are absolutely ridiculous, but others seem to have some weight to them if you dig deep enough. Curious to find out more? Keep watching this video. In this video, we're going to give you a roundup of the top 5 most bizarre COVID-19 conspiracy theories. Before we begin, we'd like to quickly thank you for watching Insanity Collection, your home for dark and mysterious content. This channel is all about keeping you insanely entertained. Now let's begin.
Number 5.
Bill Gates knew about COVID-19 all along. Over the last few months, Bill Gates has donated over $250 million to fight COVID-19 and help develop a vaccine. But with all this apparent effort to try and slow down the pandemic, people are starting to question exactly how he was so prepared to fight these unusual circumstances. A few months ago, an old video of Bill Gates resurfaced on the internet. At a TED conference in Vancouver back in 2015, Gates issued a dire warning about an incoming pandemic. He talked about how the world would be affected by a deadly pandemic in the next few years, and how governments would be completely incapable of controlling it. Although his speech gained some media attention at the time, it went largely unnoticed until now. This has made people think that Bill Gates, along with other global elites, has something to do with the pandemic. In fact, people believe that COVID-19 is the perfect way for the rich to depopulate the world for their own benefit. During 2019, Bill Gates had reportedly invested a lot of money into the development of new vaccines, which has given the internet even more reasons to be skeptical of his philanthropy now. Some people think that the 1% wants to spy on people all over the world by implanting microchips inside their bodies, using any sort of vaccine as an excuse. These rumors were somewhat proven to be true when a study by the Bill Gates Foundation revealed that once a vaccine is developed, there will be a digital tracking system of sorts to show the people who recovered, been tested, and ultimately who received a vaccine. All these factors have made Bill Gates a target of one of the most famous COVID-19 conspiracy theories that are still going strong to this day. How much of it is actually true? Only time will tell.
Number 4.
5G caused the COVID-19 pandemic. This belief is traced back to a French website called Les Moutons Enragés, which translates to the rabid sheep. During the early days of the virus, in early 2020, someone posted on the website and claimed that the wave spectrum used in the cellular connectivity service, 5G, was related to coronavirus. Ever since the emergence of 5G in late 2018, there had been claims about how dangerous it is. COVID-19 sent these theories into overdrive. Shortly after, an American doctor called Thomas Cohen uploaded a video on his YouTube channel and explained how the 5G signals poison cells in the human body and forces them to excrete toxic waste. He claimed that this waste is exactly what has given rise to the coronavirus. Because the news came from an actual doctor, people had even more reasons to believe it. What's more, after some research, it was found that Wuhan had installed 5G towers all over the city just a few days before the outbreak of the virus, fueling the fire of this particular conspiracy. Some claimed that the radiators were what triggered the virus. Others said that the coronavirus was just a cover-up for the mass installation of 5G towers. Perhaps the most famous one out of all these is how the 5G towers and the virus are being used by governments to depopulate the Earth to save their economies. As a result of these conspiracies, people all over the world started burning down 5G towers. Although these theories have been disproven by experts since the beginning, more and more people continue to believe that 5G radiations do have something to do with the virus.
Number 3.
Injecting disinfectant can kill COVID-19. The source of this conspiracy was none other than US President Donald Trump. In one of his press conferences in 2020, the president sent everyone into a frenzy after he claimed that COVID-19 could be treated by injecting disinfectants and treating patients with large doses of UV radiation. Trump claimed to have gotten this information from certain medical experts. But the truth is, this information comes from entirely unreliable sources. The scientific source of this theory can be traced back to a study in New Zealand, which talks about different methods that can be used to disinfect personal protective equipment and surfaces to prevent the coronavirus from spreading. Ever since the pandemic has started, conspiracy theorists on websites like 4chan, 8kun, and other questionable sources on the internet have cited this information to push the idea that injecting disinfectants is the ultimate cure for the disease. This theory also claims that any sort of vaccine against the virus will be a way for the elites to gain control over the masses, which is why health professionals haven't been telling people how useful injecting disinfectants might be. It is speculated that Trump quoted these specific theories during a press conference simply because of his own issues with Big Pharma and the New World Order. His support of this right-wing conspiracy theory has led tons of his supporters into drinking bleach and other disinfectants just because their president said so. Since then, Trump has tried to control the damage by saying that he was only being sarcastic when he said this. But the implications of this wild conspiracy theory will still affect impressionable people in awful ways.
Number 2.
The US invented COVID-19 to undermine China's economic dominance. The US and China relations have greatly suffered during the pandemic. Not that they were great to begin with both the countries blaming each other for the spread of the disease, there's a new conspiracy theory every day. Out of these countless theories, there's one that has gained immense popularity all over the world. China's claim that the coronavirus actually originated in the US. It all started when a spokesman for China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Li Zhangzhao, openly accused US soldiers for bringing the virus into Wuhan through a piece of writing. The article has since then been taken down, but a vast majority of Chinese citizens believed that this virus was America's weapon against China to significantly decrease the rate at which the country's economy had taken over that of the US. Since then, China has also claimed that the US has been using the virus as a way of propagating hate against the Chinese. Until now, there has been no substantial evidence to prove that the virus is an American weapon to isolate China from the rest of the world. But with the increasing rate of xenophobic crimes against Chinese people, this theory will continue to float around.
Number 1.
COVID-19 was bioengineered by China. This is perhaps one of the most widespread beliefs regarding COVID-19. Ever since the virus originated, there had been speculations about the true nature of where it came from. While many people believed the story that the coronavirus accidentally came into being after a man consumed an infected bat in one of China's wet markets, others firmly believe that there's much more to the story. The belief initially started making rounds within the groups of right-wing American citizens, as was then encouraged by American President Donald Trump. It was being said that the coronavirus wasn't a naturally occurring pathogen. Instead, it was carefully engineered in a laboratory in Wuhan. Since there are no other strains of this virus occurring in nature, it makes sense for the virus to have been genetically mutated to target the human immune system, as terribly as it does. The theory also claims that the reason behind this deliberate outbreak is bioterrorism, which is a way for China to unleash war on other countries to exterminate their populations and ultimately gain control over the world. The debate has now turned into a political war between China and other countries, especially America. Although there are countless speculations and assumptions as to how exactly the pandemic is a source of biowarfare, no concrete proof has come to light so far. However, as scientists all over the world continue tests on the virus, it's only a matter of time till we find out the real truth. Or maybe not. That's a wrap for 5 bizarre conspiracy theories about COVID-19. Which one of these do you find the most believable? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more dark and mysterious videos like this. Until next time, stay insane.